The amount of support that we've seen for Kyle Busch this weekend, in my opinion, has been nothing short of absolutely phenomenal. Just taking away the entire NASCAR community for a moment, because that's where the bulk of this is coming from, the bulk of this support. We've seen support from several news outlets throughout the country, mostly in the Southeast. Um, but we've seen some out west in Las Vegas where Kyle Busch is from. We've seen, I've seen it in Florida too. And looking at other sports, like sports communities, I've seen clips of, like for example, the Miami Hurricanes, the hockey team, before one of their games, I believe on Friday night, they held a moment of silence for Kyle Busch. I don't know what Kyle Busch has to do with the Miami Hurricanes, but they did it anyway, which no one expects a hockey team to honor a NASCAR driver. Like, that's something that just blew my mind. And then you also have Pat McAfee. You may know him from ESPN, and his talk show that he has over there where he talks about sports, mostly football. And yeah, in this one, I saw this clip on. I was scrolling on social media, I think. I saw this clip of him talking about Kyle Busch and how Kyle came on their show and gave them cheddars as a way to promote Kyle's sponsor. I wasn't expecting that either. I wasn't expecting Pat McAfee to, you know, talk about it like that, talk about Kyle Busch at all. Because Pat McAfee doesn't seem like a guy that would talk about racing that much. But, you know, he had Kyle Busch on his show before, so it seems only right that he would. But what Pat McAfee had to say was truly incredible, and I encourage you to go look at the clip. I'll try to link it down in the description just so you can see for yourself. But I thought that was extremely touching. So the amount of outpouring of support that we've seen for Kyle Busch this weekend has been, at least in my eyes, unexpected. And I don't know if anyone else was. I may be the only one that wasn't expecting this, but I find it truly incredible that Kyle and his family have gotten all this support. And then you add on the entire NASCAR community. I mean, you have people going to RCR's shop in Welcome, North Carolina, laying wreaths and flowers down, blocking off the 18th parking spot and the number 8 parking spot, and leaving it open. You have people going out to Las Vegas Motor Speedway and laying wreaths and M&M's packages right in front of the sign there. It's truly incredible. And then you take what has been done out on track this weekend. First, we had the O'Reilly Series race where Ross Chastain wins it after the rain cuts it short on Saturday night with all the fog. And he was the first one to do the bow to honor Kyle Busch before he smashes that watermelon, which is his iconic celebration. He honors Kyle Busch with his incredible celebration as well. Then Sunday morning, Lane Riggs comes out and wins under yellow in the Truck Series for Front Row Motorsports. Steps out of the car, is very emotional that he's gotten this win on the weekend that Kyle passed away. And he takes the checkered flag while he's sitting in the car. After he gets out, he takes his own bow and is just visibly in tears that he won this race. And then Daniel Suarez on Sunday night, driving the same car number for the same team that Kyle drove for on last Friday at Dover when he won his final race. And that team works and operates in the same shop where Kyle Busch Motorsports operated for several years. And after Daniel Suarez wins that race in victory lane, he takes his own bow. A guy that was taken under Kyle's wing when he was just trying to make it out of Mexico and get to the United States to go race in ARCA. And look where he is now. He's winning on the weekend, that Kyle Busch passes away. It's some stuff that you can't make up. And another thing that really got my attention was what Adam Stevens said on Sunday night post-race to the media. He was heartbroken that he didn't win this one. He really wanted to win that one. Adam Stevens was Kyle Busch's championship crew chief. It's the crew chief that Busch won his 2 championships with. And Adam Stevens, now working for Christopher Bell's team, still at Joe Gibbs Racing, really wanted this one. He really did. He really wanted this one and was heartbroken that he didn't. And then even before the race last night, the opening ceremonies were things that we haven't seen, at least to my memory, in previous Coca-Cola 600s. You know, to precede every race, you usually have parachuters and paratroopers landing on the infield grass, jumping out of the plane, or the usual flyover, the invocation, the Star Spangled Banner, and then you get the command to fire engines. But for the 600 last night, you had Amazing Grace played with bagpipes. You had taps on the trumpet. Things that we haven't seen, at least to my memory, ever in the Coca-Cola 600. It was preceded by Steve O'Donnell giving a speech with Samantha, Kyle's wife, and his 2 kids, Brexton and Lennox, also there. Kurt Busch, Kyle's brother, and then Kyle's parents, also in attendance for that. Things that we just haven't seen. And that's how much Kyle Busch has impacted not only this sport, but the sports world, the sports community on the whole. And even outside of NASCAR too, and motorsports as well. In the Indy 500 earlier that day, you saw, I think it was Nolan, was it Nolan Siegel's team? I can't remember if it was Nolan Siegel's team, but 2 teams. It was the number 8 team. They, for their pit box sign, it was the RCR number 8 font. And then as well, it was Romain Grosjean, I believe I'm pronouncing that name right, I'm sorry, driving for Dale Coyne Racing. They changed the number 18 number to match the JGR number 18 font as well. So that was really cool as well. Chip Ganassi had a pit. It was Chip Ganassi Racing that had their pit sign modified to honor Kyle Busch, because Kurt Busch drove for Ganassi, I believe back in 2020, back in NASCAR. And then of course you had the stickers on those Indy cars as well, and on the NASCAR Cup cars this past weekend. And then Jimmy Johnson, Danica Patrick, they all gave their little eulogies on the IndyCar pre-race as well. And then returning back to the 600 as well, you had, and actually for both races too, you had the on lap 18 of both races, or lap 18 of the Indy 500, you had the moment of silence and the picture of Kyle Busch on the automated scoring pylon at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then at the Cup Series race, the 600, you had on lap 8 the moment of silence with everyone holding up 8 on their fingers and hands to honor Kyle Busch, very similar to how Dale Earnhardt was honored at Daytona earlier this year. And even as well, on the pace laps before the 600, there was the missing man tribute, where One spot was open, I believe, behind Ty Gibbs, and it was to salute Kyle Busch not being in the field when he should be. So the tributes for Kyle Busch this weekend were many in number. I may be missing some, and incredible. And that just shows you how much Kyle Busch meant to the motorsports world, not only the motorsports world, but the entire sports community, and like this whole experience will show you how fragile life is and how much people will come out in support of him. It just sucks that it takes this event to really show that as well. And one more thing before I go. Earlier this morning, I saw a thing on social media of a post on X, and it was of a cloud above Charlotte Motor Speedway after the race had concluded, after the rain had stopped, and the lights were still on from the speedway, and they were able to illuminate the cloud itself. And do you want to know what the cloud was? The cloud looked like a number 8. So, if that tells you anything, that is that something bigger was at play that night. Because not only did Suarez win, and for all the reasons that I mentioned and all the stories that I've told about it and have been told, there was that 8 cloud hovering above the speedway at one point, even after the race had finished. I think that just shows that Kyle Busch was there that night. He truly was. And I have no doubt in my mind that he will be with all these drivers at every single race throughout the rest of this season. We just may not see true signs of it later on this year, but I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be with everyone in the NASCAR community moving forward throughout the rest of the season. So, to end this, I once again offer my deepest condolences to Kyle Busch's family, Samantha, his wife, Brexton and Lennox, his 2 kids, Kurt, his brother, Kyle's parents, and to those closest to him, his coworkers, his closest friends, and all his fans, Rowdy Nation. I offer all my condolences and prayers to all of you. And to Kyle Busch, fly high, Rowdy.